kinda...
I'm just drinking like half a liter of water, so I'll be there in a second.
It's fine. I'm gonna be eating during the session because I haven't eaten.
Ah.
Yeah, I just have the
Commercial.
mask.
Brilliant.
Yes. Ad revenue.
Yeah.
Yeah, since Mom's not at the house, that means I get to drink out of all of her smart water bottles.
No, she's not a healthy person.
Health?
But she's got hospital water, so I get the big bottles at home.
Can you inform me on this concept? I seem like I'm lacking.
Which concept?
You see water.
Oh, my mama's titty got infected from her breast cancer reconstruction surgery. And they gave her antibiotics for it, but it didn't work. And so she's currently getting IV drip antibiotics in the hospital. And they're doing the drip antibiotics over the entire night tonight. She's been there since like 1 p.m. So they're doing the drip overnight, and then in the morning they're gonna see if that's doing anything or if they need to go in and like completely flush the partially healed surgery wounds.
Right.
Yeah. We
Why do
thought
we
it
have
was the
socks?
flu.
So chat.
We thought it was the flu, turns out it wasn't.
Oh yeah, we're live.
Yeah, we are.
I mean, she don't care. She posts on everything.
Okay.
I promise you, she posts like every time she sneezes. She's...
Oh.
Update. Had a wet one.
Pretty much, yeah. No, literally last time she was in the hospital and she was like, hey boys, I think we're getting closer to shit time. Once I pump one out, we can finally go home. I'm like, thanks, Mom. This is what I wanted to see at 3 a.m.
I just don't even know where to bring the conversation from there.
Stink behavior. Speaking
If I
of
need
stink
to-
behavior.
On D&D.
If I need to do the recap, I'm actually more well equipped this week to do it than ever before. But I just
like
know that Scout's gonna have to do it. So
I'm the least well equipped as I've ever been this week.
I'm going to
I'm
go
about
ahead
say
and
you are
roll.
not the least.
And
Oh,
I
wait,
did it
sorry,
last week,
you
so
can
I get
be
advantage.
rogue. It's just a 20, right?
Yeah, just a d20. Oh, I rolled a nat 20.
Can I
Oh,
add my
Scout is-
IRL int modifier?
No.
You can't add shit.
Why not?
I
Why
said
not?
so.
Eh.
13. One of you better roll like a 5. I keep getting extremely mid rolls for the recap, and then someone gets like a 3 or something. And I'm
I
like,
got a 14.
yeah.
I rolled
No!
before you, but I was off by 1 from what you said.
What'd you roll?
A 6.
Oh boy.
I knew this was gonna happen as soon as I said, "Oh,
No,
I'm
that's
the
what
least
I'm
prepared."
saying. Every time I've
Wait.
rolled for who does the recap, I've rolled between like 8 and 15. But there's always someone who gets like a 1 to 5.
I always roll really
Yeah.
low or really well. Yes.
Well, he's taking care of that. Just so everyone in chat knows, and if anyone catches it on YouTube later, my wife, Birch Bees, will be out for the next 2 sessions. That being today, the 11th, and the next week, the 18th. And then I believe we will not be playing the week after that, as that is Christmas Day. So unless one of y'all is like desperately wants to play them, we probably won't. Unsure if we're gonna play the week after Christmas, as that is New Year's Day. I'm down to play, but only if y'all are, especially since it's New Year's Day, not New Year's Eve. Most people do their stuff on New Year's Eve, so we'll see about that. We will try to make an announcement next week about that. But we are playing this week and next week, taking a week off for Christmas. And
next week.
then
Not next
what?
week. Me and Ark are gonna be in Florida.
Oh, okay, so we can't play next week either.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't
Because
realize that.
No, you're good, because we talked about it whenever Elf was talking about her trip,
Hmm.
and we were like, oh, we're about to fucking destroy December's D&D schedule.
Yeah. Okay,
Like,
so
as a group.
no stream next week or Christmas.
I'm not sure I understand.
Shut up. My watch started yelling at me.
Understand.
So, we're not playing next week or the week of Christmas, but then we will try to play January 1st. Is that good with everyone?
Yeah.
Should be.
Okay. So, with that being said, unless anyone else has anything to say, we can run the intro in. Stella can do our recap.
Again.
Okay.
Your intro needs drums.
The intro is like 98% drums.
He's not
More
drumming enough,
drums.
apparently.
Get
Okay.
some bagpipes in there.
I'm gonna throw the intro and we'll get right into it. We're back. Wolf,
Yes.
do the recap.
All right. I can go about this one of two ways. I can go about this the way I would normally do it, where I am narrating the events. Or I could be really stupid and silly, which I'm going to do that one because I have like nothing on my notes. Because I usually like fluff them up on Monday. I did not do it this week. So, something about getting to our house. Wonderful. Anyway, Linda comes over for a visit for tea. Yes. Oh, glorious tea.
You break her little heart.
Bithco.
Yeah,
Love the tea.
you ruin her year.
And we have a lovely evening where we talk about death and murder of her
of
child.
Her son.
Yes. Delightful. Oh, well, and after getting that off of our plate, we decide, let's get a quest. Our palate for, violence hasn't been quenched enough yet.
Not nearly.
Ooh. Ooh, what's better than missing person in the misted forest? I'm just kidding. Fat Bear made us do it. We gave him the choice between the quests. I don't know how well that came up in
I heard it
it's
all.
great.
the audio.
It's not a good choice either. We are not getting as
Anyway.
much money as we could for literally any other job.
Anyway, so
I
we
wanted
go.
the woods.
I wanted to not go here. Granted, there are other places I would not want to go worse than here, but this is a fine place. I honestly just didn't want to be the awkward of, hi, it's me. But anyway, we get there, and we start looking for people. And we're like, oh, look, there's people signs. And between you and me, there's people signs everywhere, because like orcs live here, and they're people. They're people. They're
The
people.
orcs live on the east side of the forest.
Shh, shh. Yes, but they are still in the forest. They're still people. Anyway, and we're like, this people signs is definitely our people signs of the missing people signs. So we go following the missing people signs, and there are other signs of something bigger and badder. And we're like, yo,
Hello,
those
Fat
are
Bear.
cool. We're gonna ignore those. Hey, Fat Bear, doing the recap.
Fat
I'm
Bear.
doing cool. Anyway, so
Yep.
we're in the woods. We're journeying. We're like, yo, there's stuff, and we're like, we're close to the mountains. I'm like, I don't like the mountains. I'm like, okay, let's take a rest. I'm like, yeah, that sounds good. Then the party's like, yeah, we sleep. And then we go in the shifts. And this goes well until we put the person who can't see at night on a shift in the dark.
It's me. I'm the only one who can't see at night.
Yeah! Glory to the darkness.
And I rolled for shit.
Anyway, after having a glory in the darkness, they hear a loud screeching or roaring sound right next to them. And like, oh, that sounds bad. So they go and wake someone who can actually see, and which was me, the glorious slime. And I ooze my way over there after getting dressed and ready and whatever. And I look and I'm like, oh yeah, that's a dead bear pinned to a tree. But I'm not saying that. The poor frog is like not just scared enough without knowing that something
I'm
pinned a
just
bear in
sitting
the tree
there
next
like,
to it.
what's up? Can you
So-
see it?
So
And
I
you
decide
gotta
to wake
disavow
other
the bear.
people. And then something
bowels
stealths
were
its
in.
way up on us. But the lovely Tavala hears something and is like, "Yo, there's a thing." Moonbeam misses. It's a complete miss, but it made for an excellent action shot as the moonbeam actually landed behind the thing, lighting it up as there is a massive deer thing that is spooky and whatnot staring
have a
over
word
us,
for that.
and it just goes, "Hero."
Hello.
In my
Can I
culture, we
just
call that
embowel
failing
you?
successfully.
And this is what and the book, I gotta say, after giving it some thought, I think we're gonna be completely safe because this guy's obviously a weeb. An uwu.
Hello?
A fucking nerd.
Yes.
It just
And
pops
that-
up and it's like, hello, can I have your guts?
And that is my recap.
Okay then.
This week on D&D.
So,
I
you're all standing in this
Hello, Fat Bear.
area near
Dr.
your
Fat Bear.
mysteriously green campfire.
Oh, I forgot about the lighting. The lights,
Mhm.
the lights decided
The
they were gonna
lights
get sick
turned
on us.
green.
Yeah, they
And
got an
then
illness.
you see the moonbeam show up. You see the silhouette of this like 9-foot tall creature with these branching antlers. And you all hear its voice in your head say, hello. And then you see it just kind of steps out from in front of the moonbeam and it goes back to shadow.
So it's gone now. We can't. It's gone again.
I mean, you know it's there. Here, I'll roll
Okay.
perception, or I'll roll stealth for it.
That's not terrible.
It's higher than all of your passives.
It's higher than all of our passive.
Mhm.
That's not good. My passive
I'm-
is 17.
Pretty sure it's higher than all of your passives. Yep.
I would like to give the gentle reminder that Greg is still holding his torch.
Yes, it is green, but it is still, your torch.
Yeah.
Could
I just
roll
wanted to
an
put that out there because I
insight?
can't see.
You want to roll insight?
Yeah.
Okay, roll insight. What are you trying to get from this check?
I'm trying to determine if I can get anything from like its body language of its intentions.
Okay.
If it's
Roll insight.
murderous.
Oh,
Okay, and
also, well, I don't think it helps him here. Bless and Emboldened Bond are both up currently.
You would add a d4 to that check then, right?
Oh yeah, an ability check. Is it from the Emboldening Bond? I forgot it does
okay,
that.
let
You
me.
can add a
Get a
d4.
D4. Also,
Is Bless
It's on every
attack
one
rolls and
button.
saving throws?
attack rolls and saving throws, and then Emboldening Bond is attack rolls, saving throws, and ability checks.
Gotcha.
Joke's on
Headcanon.
me. I don't own a single D4.
And you can do it once per turn. Until it's
Headcanon
all
Tara's
gone.
still asleep.
Yeah, Tara didn't wake up. Here,
Yeah, she
Okay,
rolled over
so-
and went mm-mm, and went back to bed.
that's a 16. If I add the D4, 18.
An 18. It didn't look like it was murderous. If anything, it seemed curious. And that was just a really quick flash. And with that being said, you hear again in your head, all four of you, as Tara is not asleep, she is standing next to all of you, just not doing anything at this current second. You hear in your head, you
Fast
hear it,
sleep. Needs a rest.
I have a way to write her out, just give me a second.
Kidding.
Okay.
Kidding.
You all hear in your head, you all seem fun.
Ooh, it wants to play. That's good.
Okay. At this point, all three of you notice a small orange light coming from the feet of Tara. Like, on the ground below her. And you see small, like, fiery runes appear in the ground.
Oh
Okay.
no.
You have a reaction if you would like to try to do something.
Reaction?
Yeah, if you have any reactions to try to do anything to it. You don't get a full turn.
I don't think I have any reactions.
have opportunity attack.
I was about to say my reactions are if I'm not the one attacked, I can attack the attacker. So
Oh
I'm
no,
not
my
gonna
friend.
go for
Yeah.
that. Yeah. No.
You're
Um,
leaving us. I smacked me.
Can I
let
try to
me-
push her out with an attack roll?
I mean, it's not an opportunity attack.
Tackle.
So with none of you having like counter spell or anything like that,
No.
you see the runes kind of branch out, and then they hit maybe a foot away from her feet, and they do a really fast circle. You see a flash of like bright orange flame, and she's gone. But the sigil remains on the ground.
So cute.
Question: does this sigil look familiar?
Roll an Arcana check.
I was
The
gonna
reason
ask if I could do that.
the reason I'm asking is because this seems awfully familiar to the merchant dude. I rolled a 3.
A 3? No.
Could I also roll
Yeah.
Arcana?
Tivala can also roll Arcana.
You probably have better
Okay.
arcana than me. Just saying.
At
think so.
12.
A 12?
Ew.
It's hard to say.
It looks magic.
It's definitely
Is
magic
man.
runes. You don't recognize the script that they're in. But you know it's not one of the ones that you know. So it's not common, druidic, elvish, or sylvan. After that, you all hear again in your head, "Oh, I guess she didn't want to play." And I will say, although the voice is in your head, you can get a slight direction from it. It's very vague, but at first you heard it kind of in front of you, then you heard it a little bit to your right, and then now you're hearing it kind of behind you and to the left.
Guys, it's circling us.
I am not a fan.
Do you want to play?
Who are you? I ask tentatively the moment he takes a bite.
Give me a persuasion check.
A persuasion check. Oh, it's not gonna be good. Hold on. An 11.
An 11?
Because I rolled a 2, but I have 9 to persuasion.
That's not important.
What is important?
Said you wanted to play. What kind of games?
I like riddles.
I did not hear you.
I like
Riddles.
riddles. Answer some questions and maybe I'll help.
You're doing this to
We
taunt
can-
me, I know it.
We can play your riddle game. Tuvala says, thinking of what happened to that bear.
You see it walks kind of slowly in front of the moonbeam again, and it kind of like looks at all of you and kind of tilts its head. Goes, "First riddle. Say my name and you will break me. What am I?"
Silence.
Yes.
Okay. You see
Well,
it.
what was that?
That took physical restraint to not say table.
Table.
Our table! It's broken!
Silence is correct.
Okay. You say silence, and you see it goes, "Good." And you see one of its kind of like long arms kind of come up, and you see these like sharp fingers kind of do like a small snapping motion, and you all hear this. You all hear it kind of snap its fingers, and just then, the whole forest goes silent around you before it walks past the moonbeam again.
I don't like this game.
You hear another
Touch
question.
now.
What comes without call, what cannot be heard nor touched, but if one falls, the rest keep moving.
Sorry, what was the riddle this time?
What
I
comes
had
without
people
call, what cannot be heard nor touched, but if one falls, the rest keep moving.
If one... Wait, what?
What comes without call, what cannot be heard nor touched, but if one falls, the rest keep moving. Dr. Fatbear says it's mac and cheese, I'm sure of it.
What comes without being called?
What cannot be heard nor touched,
Heard
And-
nor touched.
but if one falls, the rest keep moving.
Okay.
Okay.
Suddenly, Wolf has figured it out, but his character has not.
Don't you dare. You think of it, you say it.
Yep. Only if you think of it correctly, though.
I mean, I'll go with mac and cheese then.
I can't think of a better.
You can't think of anything better than mac and cheese?
Well, I was thinking of leaves, but I know it's not leaves because that doesn't make sense for the rest of it.
Comes without being called. Something something dies and all fall.
What? No. What comes without being called cannot be heard nor touched, but if one falls, the rest keep moving.
That riddle book for third graders is really putting its money's worth in, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I might just say pass.
You don't just say pass. This is the death sentence.
Yeah, you're like,
You don't
pass,
know.
next one. Give me the next riddle.
You're gonna come back around
A
to it.
forest
Can I give
cryptid
you
that
a rank
one
check?
shot a brown bear, and you're like, nah, go next question.
Well, I'm safe. I
No
answered the
off-topic
first one.
questions.
I answered the.
That's not how this game works.
Nothing.
Dang it! I don't like this game.
Can I have 30 seconds to look it up?
My question was this one made by the
No.
AI?
No.
That's sad.
Don't you look it up.
I'm not!
I'm not gonna look it up.
I know.
I'd have it by now if I did. So.
I was about to say, if I was gonna look it up, I would have done it. I wouldn't have asked.
Oh,
How much I have too much
Be
riddle
touched.
integrity.
one falls, the rest.
I don't know if it makes it any easier, but I guarantee you that all of the answers to the riddles are, you know, you can rule out anything that has to do with technology, considering it has to fit into
Yeah.
a fantasy world.
It's a Wi-Fi. That's my final answer.
Okay, let
Say,
me
like-
roll the damage.
I was thinking of like opinions, something like that.
I was trying to think of a way to say time or something.
I'm turning the
Oh,
music
the
back
forest
on.
was here for a second.
Without.
I didn't like the silence, so I turned the music back on.
Because this is so much better.
It's something that can come and can also fall, like metaphorically speaking.
Da, 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 yeah.
I can't tell if Wolf actually knows it or not.
Why is that?
You seem super
Does if you know
confident
it,
in your
please
answer.
say it. Oh, please, if you know it.
I don't think I know it.
He doesn't.
Say it. There's only one way to find out. Say your answer.
Technically speaking, an answer that I have come to has multiple words that would mean the same thing, though.
Say one of them.
Hello. Hello, Angel Fire. It's okay.
Is there some kind of check I can roll for a hint?
And it also depends. It
I
also
don't know.
the answer would depend on whether or not you would consider this a concept or an actual thing.
It's gonna be
If
a
it-
concept.
If no, I know what I'm saying though is the answer that I've come up with, because different people would consider. Some people would consider it a thing, and some people would consider it a concept. I personally consider it a concept though,
Well, say
which
it.
is why it would work as an answer.
Say it in character. There's only one way to know if it's right.
I'm not gonna say it in
No.
character. I'm not gonna say it in characters. I don't think my character would come up with the answer.
No.
But
I will tell you this: answering wrong does not stop the
Rise,
game
kingdoms
immediately.
fall.
So
Do what?
don't let I don't want you to get stuck up on being like, oh, if we get it wrong, we lose.
Yeah.
It,
It's probably like a 2 out of 3 kind of thing.
Well. Would you consider kingdoms as a concept or a thing?
both?
Okay.
Not a bad guess.
It's not a bad guess. I don't think it's the right guess, but it's
No.
not a bad guess.
You could rephrase that as like a society.
But if one falls,
I also forgot what the middle part was again.
cannot be touched, cannot be heard or
Yeah.
touched. How do I
That's
know the
why I
riddle?
said you could rephrase as a society because technically a kingdom in certain contexts could be tangible.
Well, no, because if a kingdom falls, the surrounding kingdoms don't also fall.
That's why I said you could rephrase society because
Well, it
technically
also
there are
says
different
if one
societies within
falls,
it.
the rest keep moving.
The rest keep moving.
Not they all fall.
Oh. I didn't know the riddle. I lied. Sorry, chat.
Do I just need to post it in chat?
Kingdom.
No, it's okay.
Yeah. You know, you should.
I'm gonna send it in the
should.
Discord so that y'all can actually read it.
I'm just gonna stare at it and enlightenment will come to me.
I'm gonna post it to Google. As
I posted it in the Discord in case someone wants to look at it.
this, the seasons?
Are you submitting that as your answer?
In the interest of, if it's okay with y'all, in the interest of continuing the game, I think I might want to say that.
I think that's our best option.
Wolf can't hear us, so I'm gonna say he agrees.
Okay. You call out your answer, and you all hear in your head again, no, before you hear like a quick rush, and leaves kind of get stepped on.
The dice roll.
Tavala, you take 13 points of slashing damage as you feel
Ow.
it rush you, gash you across the chest, and you fall backwards onto your back, staring up at the night sky.
That wasn't very nice.
Try again.
For the same riddle?
Mm-hmm.
Ah! Ow!
Same boat as you, Bun.
Ah!
It was a good guess though, because fall.
No, it was a great
Good guess.
You got closer than I would have probably.
Oh, I agree, Mitt.
Hey,
Table.
hey, my sister came in here and looked at it, and she said she wanted to make the guess that it's your mind. Well, it's mind, a mind.
The person not in game. But
The fourth wall randomly speaks up.
Wrong?
Do what?
I
Did
said
you hear what happened when I guessed wrong?
No, I was.
Oh yeah, I
Slash.
said seasons, and I got slashed for 13 points of damage.
No.
I did manage to roll max damage for that attack.
AKA you.
I told her that, and she said,
Maybe
ha ha ha,
thoughts?
kill them all, especially you.
Okay, in the interest of speeding it up a little, this is a thing. This is not a concept.
Dang it! I'm completely stupid today. My intuition is poop.
It is a physical thing.
I can't remember the word.
Usually
Oh
we're
god, they've
probably
got him
not
in
a
Animal
lemming.
Crossing.
They've got him in Animal
It's
Crossing.
a lemming.
Describe it.
I'm trying to think of stuff in
okay.
Animal Crossing. Like, I don't
No,
know
listen.
if it's in Animal Crossing.
No, because you said it's a thing, a physical thing.
It is
yeah?
a physical thing.
It's a. Have y'all. When you play Animal Crossing, sometimes at night, when the like nighttime sky owl comes through.
An owl?
A star?
No! Yeah! Like a shooting star. Like a comet. Like a star. Yeah. Heavenly bodies, my boy. You can't touch that shit. This ain't Spelljammers.
Are you screaming out star?
Wouldn't it be really
comet?
funny if it's something like
I'm not
Nightfall?
screaming out. I can't take that
I'll
hit
go
again.
for it. Let's go.
What
Come
are you
on.
screaming out?
Stars, I guess, because that's the most general concept.
It would be
'cause
really
comets
funny if
and
this was
shooting
something like
stars are
Nightfall.
all vaguely like
But stars don't
So-
move.
in a group.
Stars most definitely do move.
No, a
Well-
shooting star.
Okay.
So
yeah,
Greg screams out stars, and everyone starts to put him off mentally, just like, no, that can't be it, that can't be it. And then you hear the voice, very good. And you see it step in front of the moonlight again, snap its fingers. And Travala, who's still looking up at the night sky, you
I'm mad at
see
myself now.
you see all the stars fade to black.
I'm very
Only
mad
the
at
moon
myself
sitting
now.
above.
You know why I'm mad? Because whenever you read this,
Oh.
the first thing that came into my head was stars, and I went, no, that can't be right, because stars aren't moving.
Stars move.
I still don't think it's right.
Okay, I
If
know
I'm
that.
being
look,
honest.
Look, I know they move, but my brain went, oh, it's a fantasy world. In the fantasy
Right,
world,
that's what I was
it's
saying.
before the time period when we knew stars were moving, so they wouldn't.
I was
Every
trying-
now and then one just fell out of the heavens, and that's
I
about
was
it.
trying so hard to remember the word meteor shower.
Right.
And I was like, there has to be a more common
Shooting
phrase
star.
for this. And then
To-
Ark said star, and I was like, shooting stars. Jesus Christ.
Next
Tuvala's
riddle.
definitely gonna mention, guys. Did you
I'm salty.
notice the
Next
lack
riddle.
of skylights?
Wait, what?
You both look up. There are no more stars in the sky, only
What
the
was-
moon
what was-
sitting above.
What was the answer to the first riddle?
Silence.
Silence.
And the forest got silent.
I just almost knocked over my giant.
Then the second one was stars, and all of the stars blacked out in the sky with only the moon sitting above you, giving off a little light. Then
Wait,
you all
wouldn't
hear...
silence cause there to be sound?
What?
No, you're in the woods.
There was, like,
Everything's
the
bad when it's
forest
silent.
sound around you, and then it all went silent. To where
Okay,
the
so
only thing you
basically-
could hear was each other, whatever
If it
noise the
is here-
creature was making, and the voices.
So
Stars
if
are
it's
made
here,
of
it goes
mac and
away, and if it
cheese,
isn't
so
here,
was I
it
right?
comes. I
The moon
think,
is
probably.
cheese.
Okay, next riddle.
What
Yeah.
falls but never breaks, and what breaks but never falls.
Alright, guys, I gave you my contribution. It's Stella's turn. Because it's gonna be pretty tough.
Wolf, what was the first thing that came to your head?
Well, the first thing that came to my head was we should probably
You cut
where
out.
the answer is itself. Do what?
You cut out.
My first thought was we should ask it a riddle.
I don't think it's gonna like that. You can ask if you can ask it a riddle. I'm not doing it.
I already forgot what this riddle was. Gosh darn it.
What falls
falls
but never breaks, and what breaks but never falls. There's two answers.
Okay.
Two answers.
Two
Yeah,
answers.
one to the first part, one to the second part.
Oh, okay.
Falls but never breaks, and what breaks but never falls.
Yes, it's something and something.
Well, they weeble and they wobble, but they won't fall down.
It's one riddle because they go with each other, but it's 2 questions.
I'm thinking breaks as in like stops.
It's a train, clearly.
Well, I mean, I feel like half the riddle, the word break is referring to something that could physically be broken, and then the other part's referring to something in terms of rest.
Fires up. Bum, bum, da-da-da-da-da.
Wolf can now speak Simlish, apparently.
Do what? What's Simlish? What's Simlish?
The language they use in The Sims. It's an official language with rules and shit. It's dumb.
Oh, no, I don't speak that. I speak Joshish.
I believe you.
An interesting species they are.
I minored in Jocelyn.
Dr. Fat Bear apparently knows it.
Dr. Fat Bear, please.
Hopefully y'all figure it out.
Fat Bear, I'm begging.
Fat Bear hints. Fat Bear hints.
But never breaks, but never falls.
The bear that's pinned to the tree speaks up and answers the riddle.
It's Dr. Fat Bear. That's my final
That would be
answer.
insane. You know what? You take the damage for getting it wrong, so go for it.
Look, what never falls and what never breaks, it's Fat Bear.
I'm thinking Nightfall and Break of Dawn.
That's not bad. That's a good idea.
That's a very good idea, in fact. I would like to point out, this means it would be forever night if we answered with that, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. However, if we get it wrong, he's just
Well,
gonna stab me, so,
No,
you know...
but
I think we
night
should-
night doesn't break, and day doesn't fall. It's night
So
fall
night and day.
day break. Yeah.
It's night and day.
We
Yeah.
shouldn't... I don't think we should answer this.
I do.
I think
Because
it's
he's
very-
gonna
Bear's
stab
dead,
me.
yes.
I don't. I think this is a very bad idea to answer this. I'm trying
It's
to come up with a
night
riddle.
and day!
Please, please, no.
While Stella's trying to talk down Greg, he's like, night and day! Don't hit me!
His mouth is too big to cover.
Night and day, don't hit me, please!
You see this antlered figure suddenly appear in the moonlight. Doesn't even walk. You don't see the silhouette appear and appear. It just kind of phases in like it was invisible. And he goes, "You're very smart for a little frog." And it reaches its hand up. Pretty much as far as it'll go, you hear the shoulder kind of crack as it twists up. And it snaps its long clawed fingers. And you all see the darkened night sky suddenly shift to bright oranges. It is now morning. And you get a short rest. And you no longer see the cryptid standing in front of you.
I'm so smart, guys!
What would have happened if we got it wrong?
I'm so smart.
Oh,
They
eventually we would,
one-shotted a bear.
eventually
Who
we would
wants to
die if
buy
that's the
me
case.
lunch for saving us? So I was gonna say that Greg very widely smiles when he says I'm very smart for a little frog because he's got a big mouth. He's like half mouth as a frog. And then when the day comes up and he disappears, he's gonna turn around and proudly smile at the rest of the party. Like, who would like to buy me a
Guys.
meat kebab when we get home?
Ooh. There's a good chance we aren't going to find them, but we should still keep looking.
Thank you for the follow, Jojo.
Oh, Lord.
Jojo9908.
You know what? Can I ritual cast augury, please?
Sure, you want to take the 10 minutes to do it?
Technically it's 11 because the casting time's so 1 minute. So, but yeah,
You know, you didn't have to make it a minute longer.
it is a minute.
Literally,
It makes such a small difference. Okay.
we didn't get homework today.
My OCD
how
wouldn't let
did
me not mention it. Though.
augury work? I don't know how.
Look, basically, I can be like, if we do this, and then you would be like, oh yeah, that's good, bad, or meh. Or
I
you
mean,
could just say
we
nothing
were all
to
the
it.
way to the area where the bodies were. The vulture told us. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean,
So you're
I'm-
telling me there are
gonna
some
cast-
dead people here, and it's because they're idiots. That's
I'm
what
gonna
I've
cast-
gotten out of this.
Yeah, basically. I'm gonna cast augury.
Okay.
And
What does
I'm
it look like
asking-
as you cast it?
Oh gosh.
I feel like I'm getting flashbanged by your character sheet.
Brain work.
That's why mine's always on dark mode.
I'm finna make it mandatory that everyone's is on dark mode because holy crap. My
You
eyes.
pulled
Can I
us-
get advantage for always being on dark mode?
Oh, it didn't help. So what I'm asking is, it says that you have to have, you know, specially marked sticks or bones or tokens. What kind of tokens are you using? Is it anything special or is it just super generic?
Here's a question. Would it be alright if I use dyes?
Sure.
Alright. I'll use dyes then. I'll take a few different colors out and mix them with the mud. As I
Okay.
cast this.
And it says you have to... About the results of a specific course of action that you plan to take within the next 30 minutes. What course of action are you referring to?
Searching for the missing party.
Okay. That is very broad.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying though, is like, I
What's
want
the
to
idea of
know,
the dog?
will they? Basically, I'm trying to know, like, I'm saying, as searching for them, will we find them alive? Basically, is what I'm trying to get out of this. Like, will they
No.
be in good health or anything like that? You know, I know it's a no, but still,
Okay.
or like, if we're- yeah.
Okay, so
If that's
it does say that
one.
it wants you to be specific. So I will say this. Ask the question, like, if you were to pick a direction, you were heading east. So if you were to head north deeper into the forest, east along the ridgeline, or
Right.
south kind of towards the
Yes.
mountains, pick one of those directions, whichever one
Yeah.
you wanna go, and then you'll get the answer. It'll help narrow down the direction that you need to go, but because like just asking such a broad question, you would get maybe.
Yeah, I know. Let me think for a sec. Do we have the map? We do not have the map.
Here, I'll put the map up.
Yay, map. I love map. Map is good.
I was kind of hoping that y'all would get the more of the riddles wrong.
I
Thanks.
You're
want to
welcome.
know what happens if you do, but I don't want to find out what happens if you.
You die.
Yeah, I don't want to be the guy.
Get it wrong too many times and it
Wrong,
becomes aggressive
die.
and you have to roll for initiative.
Alright. If I remember correctly, we were strung on their trail, right?
Yeah, you knew that last you had heard, kind of up here towards the top, you knew that they were a little bit closer to the mountains.
We continue to follow their trail. Will. Oh gosh. Let me think. If we continue following their trail that close to the mountains, will we? I did no will we's. How? What would the results be of us following their trail close to the mountain?
Okay. choose a couple of colors to represent the 4 available options. There's good, bad, possibly both, and then nothing.
I'd say bad would be harsher colors, like seeing as what I have on me currently. Give me a sec. We'll say reds would be more bad, whereas blues would be more towards the
Okay. You mixing in the colors and casting the spell. You see that the like kind of dark grayish brown mud turns. You said red was bad, blue was good.
We'll go with for now.
Okay. You see it turn a very slightly purplish blue. So it seems like on the track towards good, but not, 100%.
Well then, seems it is a good idea to follow their trail at least.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who would like to make the next ability check in the challenge? You currently have 3 successes and 1 failure from last week.
Ha 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 ha.
I know I did one.
I think there was a persuasion check, an intimidation check, a perception
an
check, and a survival check.
I believe so. I would like to take this one if that's all right, and continue trying to track them through the bramble and such.
Okay. So just trying to follow their footsteps and stuff like that would be a survival
Footsteps,
check.
the broken branches, blood stuff.
It'd be a survival check.
Such and 22.
A 22, very nice. You are able to very easily follow footprints. It seems like they're a little bit harder to follow now that it's been another day. Seems like they're a little more faint. There are gaps in it where you have to kind of look ahead in a couple of different directions before you find them. But relatively easily, you make your way a lot more southward. And then we have... you're finding yourself almost to the edge of the forest. The mist is a little bit thinner here. You can actually see up through the trees that the sun is rising close to the middle of the sky, close to noon by the time you get here. If I can get one more person to contribute to the challenge.
I will gladly do so. Not sure how I want to run this. I'm not sure how to flavor it beyond just saying. I mean, heck, even just trying to like fly up above the tree line, see if I could see any well, there wouldn't be any smoke. Could I even look to see if I see more buzzards flying around? More vultures?
Sure. Are you flying up or are you staying low?
I'm gonna fly up to see if I can see any around.
Okay. You fly up. Make a perception check for me.
Come on, baby. Wow, that was terrible. 10.
I'm about
You
to
fly
revoke
up.
your rolling privileges.
Above the treetops, and you don't see any other vultures or any other scavenger wildlife up above the canopy. Just barely through some of the edges of the forest, The only thing of note in this area that kind of sticks out to you, you see a small cave entrance. It's like right
Guys,
there.
I think I found somewhere that they might have been able to use as shelter.
Nice.
Oh,
I was totally expecting you to go ahead and say, "Oh, you rolled that? Okay, so you go up and you get struck by lightning."
He just dies immediately.
Yeah. Yeah, let's head toward this little cave.
Okay. Heading towards the cave, you see it's not large. It seems relatively small, but there are some signs of recent movement. Peering in, you see it kind of twists and turns a little bit, but you see a small, looks like flickering light inside, very, very dimly lit. But upon walking in,
how deep is this cave?
It's not super deep, maybe 100 feet.
You can see that it's not deep from the entrance, yes.
Yeah, like the first
Alright.
turn happens like maybe 10, 15 feet in, and then the second turn after that. But you can tell, like, it's not very large, so it's not a hard guess to be like, oh, it probably just kind of comes to an end.
There is a turn, though, around the corner.
Yeah.
I would like to stay outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
You stay outside. Greg and Tavala, do you walk in?
I
So there is a full well chance that this is where that thing lives.
don't
That is
want
a
y'all
good
going
point.
in there. But
Can I cast detect magic since I can kind of see in the cave?
Sure. Casting detect magic. Nothing in the cave lights up.
Quick, somebody cast fireball in there.
I was thinking of, but it's say if they're dead, they're already.
Yeah. If not, it'll be relief. You know.
I could always speak with animals, see if there's one that's around that I can ask to.
Send a rat in there.
I would prefer none of us enter here. But
If I cast Wild Companion, would I have to then convince this thing to go into the cave, or would it just listen to me?
Wild Companion just happens. And you have full
There
control
it
over the creature. It's the same thing as having a familiar.
I think that's what I'd like to do then.
Okay. What animal do you want to conjure up?
So you said the bear was kind of like a more like magical Middle Earth type looking creature, not just like
A little bit. It was like a little bit more like green. It almost had like a natural camouflage to it. I will go ahead and tell you, you have to keep it a smaller creature than a bear.
Okay. Oh yeah, no.
You can do stuff like there's small birds, owls, ravens,
All right.
hawks, cats, octopus.
question though. Is a Dr. Fat Bear considered smaller?
No. Dr. Fatbear said cricket.
I mean, I didn't expect that to be a yes there, but still.
I would like to summon a wild cat, kind of like a bobcat, except
Okay.
it's jet black and it has almost like a crescent moon over its forehead.
Very nice. You summon your cat. And it just kind of looks up at you, waiting for your instruction.
All right, little one. I'm gonna need you to go into that cave and make sure there's nothing dangerous for us. Give me a signal if you find out.
Okay. You see it walks into the cave. It kind of brushes up against one of the stone walls as it turns around the corner. Not but maybe a minute later, you and this creature have a natural telepathic bond. And through it, you don't hear, like words or anything. You just can hear like a soft purring from your telepathic bond with it.
So I'm gonna assume that means that all is well.
You can also see through its eyes if you want.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. If it kind of went more toward the back of the cave.
Okay.
I like the cave.
Looking through its eyes, you see, it seems to be like on its back, currently trying to scratch at something. But it just looks like almost like a scrap piece of cloth, and you see a humanoid hand kind of dangling it.
Well, Stell, I think there's nothing to worry about.
It's a lich. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
If you'd like to stay out here, you can go ahead, but I think I'll go ahead and proceed.
I'll follow him. Awesome. If you were paying attention, you might notice that the face is a little less detailed than normal.
She's stressed.
Yeah,
She's
trying to get it
she's
together.
saving the animation budget for the big battle scene coming up.
Fair enough.
Fair.
Okay.
So walking into the cave, kind of turning the corner, you see a very small campfire with what looks to be 4 people kind of spread out at the end of the cave. You see, what?
Alive people?
Mostly.
Ew.
The group of injured adventurers kind of limps towards you, at least some of them do, supporting themselves on crutches and handmade stretchers. Among them, there is a blonde-haired, blue-eyed human who's tall and muscular, but it looks like he hurt his left leg. There's a red-haired, green-eyed halfling.
I would, if
What?
you don't mind, I'd like to use Channel Divinity Balm of Peace and walk up to all of them.
What does that do?
Heals basically everyone who I pass within 5 feet of that round gets 2d6 plus 4 heals.
Okay, go ahead and roll that while I finish up the description of them.
Yep, sorry.
The red-haired, green-eyed halfling who's short and slender, but you see like bandages covering her side. There's a black-haired, brown-eyed dwarf who is missing a large part of his arm, and there are bloody bandages wrapping it. And then you see a brown-haired hazel, well, you wouldn't really be able to see his eyes, but hazel-eyed elf who's currently unconscious, laying on a cot, covered in bruises and cuts. You go through and start healing them all. They all
14
thank
each.
you. You see the halfling and the human kind of get much more pep in their step. The dwarf is still definitely, not okay, as I don't
He's
think that
feeling it.
ability regrows limbs.
It's not, it just heals.
So you see, like, he's still, like, in pain, but he's definitely much better than he was. And you see the elf kind of starts to wake up, and he sits up, and he puts his hand on his head. Looks like he has a massive headache. The human walks up to you and goes, "Oh, thank you. Who are you?"
We don't
We were s-
have a name.
We were
It's
sent by the
us.
Golden Oaks to find you.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm sorry, I'm John. That is Lily, pointing to the halfling. The dwarf is Thorin, and the elf, who's just coming back to consciousness, is Elra here.
Real quick, Wolf, you said 2d4 or 2d6 plus 4?
Yeah, I rolled.
You
You
rolled
rolled
what?
what?
It's 2d6 14.
Tavali, you
But it
also
is
hear
2d6 plus
14.
I heal 14?
Mhm.
Rad. I needed that.
And you know what else is great about it is that when doing that, I don't provoke opportunity attacks.
Because you want to know how much the bees damaged me?
15?
How much?
14.
Wow,
Oh, I thought it was 15.
I thought it was 13.
it's something.
It is something like that.
Or,
Oh, I'm doing
It's
my math
somewhere in
wrong. It
there.
was 13. Yeah, I did my math wrong for the second time. Cool. I'm dumb.
Okay. What got you guys in such a sorry state?
Oh, there was this really tall deer creature.
with the riddles.
Riddles? No.
Did you just get attacked? No riddles?
Yeah, it just came through and sliced us up, took his arm off, he went unconscious, and then we ran and it eventually left us alone. I don't know if we lost it or what, but...
Let's see.
I wonder why we got riddles, but you all got.
I have no
Well, it
idea.
only attacked us if we got them wrong.
Insight check.
Roll an insight check.
I'm gonna see if he actually has no idea. That's gonna be 8. God, I'm cursed this round.
8. He seems to be rather truthful. I will say your detect magic is still up. None of them have any magic items whatsoever.
What were
But
you
all
all
of you were
saying?
lighting up like Christmas trees.
Of course.
You also see your little black cat that the halfling is currently playing with. The whole cat lights up.
Glow in the dark cat.
They have those.
Interesting.
Yeah, but what were you guys sent into the woods to do?
We were just looking for adventure. I know it's kind of stupid. We're not the best at it apparently, but you know, partly hunting, partly just exploring. There's ruins all over the continent, and they're full of expensive things, and we all desperately need the money, so...
I would recommend paying attention to local folklore in the future.
We...
No.
Did you try
locals.
to take something?
Are you... Wait, are you talking to John?
I was.
No, I'm talking about Greg.
No.
Yeah, because
Uh,
he said he was immediately attacked, but they said they were looking for things for money.
No, we never
work
even
Greg out?
found the ruins that we were looking for. It was like our second night in the forest when we got attacked. All of our fire
don't-
turned green, and then all of a sudden, it just... blood everywhere.
I don't wish to sound too conceited, but we are a talking owl, a slime, and a frog. We might have just been a little bit more interesting to it.
But we also weren't looking
I-
for the
are
same
any of-
thing.
Are any of you magic wielders?
Elro here is, he's our cleric, but, you know, he goes down, the rest of us are kinda not good at it.
Hi.
We were able to
I did
stabilize him, but none of us are healers.
I did cast Moonbeam. It might have just found us interesting.
It was closing in on us before that.
Either way, Greg cannot see in the dark and would like to go home before he meets him again.
Yeah,
It would probably be good to get you guys out of here before nightfall.
Yes, please. That would be wonderful. Okay. Leading the injured group of people out of the cave, I would like someone to make a survival check to see if you can make it out of the misted forest before nightfall.
If no one else wants to, I would be more than happy to.
I have +6, but I also have bad luck.
I have a +3 and mild luck.
I have +7 and somewhat decent luck.
I have
Alright,
plus
well,
infinity,
yeah.
and also I'm the DM.
I rolled a 17. Do what, Mides?
I said I have plus infinity, and also I'm the DM.
I rolled a 17.
I rolled a
Shenanigans.
7,000.
Average.
Okay, I will say 17's pretty good. You get to, like, right at the edge of the misted forest by nightfall, now knowing where you're going. You could go a little bit further in the dark to get away from the forest, but you're, like, right at the edge of it by nightfall.
What if I go a little bit further?
How injured is the rest of this group looking, by the way?
After
The heals.
After the heals, you know, they're still really hurt. They've definitely seen better days. I would say they're probably about half health-ish after your heals.
I'm gonna... Okay. Okay.
Greg wants to leave the forest. He will carry you if he must.
Poisons
which he
all
could
of them.
do.
Yeah.
That's a thing. It might be worth it to push through for tonight.
Okay. Just pushing another hour or two just to get a little bit further out of the forest.
Out of its territory, yeah.
What is your passive perceptions? 19,
Mine pretty
13,
high.
17? Tavala and Stella, you both get right at the edge of the forest, you both get an eerie feeling. Almost like you're being followed or watched, but then that quickly fades as you get out of the forest.
I think it was close near the end there.
Coming to say goodbye, maybe?
Or play again. Either way, it would have been nice, if it wasn't for trauma.
Yeah.
I
So we're
guess
not
you-
quite out yet. We're just at the edge.
No,
He's
like
saying,
that was
once
like
we get
right
out
at
of the edge.
nightfall when you reached the edge, and then pushing
Okay.
another hour to kind of getting away from the edge of the forest, you no longer get that feeling. It was just like as you approached the edge of the forest, it felt like you were being followed, but it didn't seem like it came out of the forest with you.
We turn around, we see the trees move.
I mean, do you turn around and look for it?
I think I have to. I'm too curious. Oh, I turn around, but I don't turn my body. I keep walking the same direction.
Make me a perception check.
Okay, you bought me this die, so if it's bad, it's your fault.
I was gonna say if you
Oh,
stop to
nat
look,
20.
Greg's like, I'm gonna leave you.
Nat
And
20
nat 20?
with +9, so
Okay, with a 29, you looking through the trees, the dense trees with mist permeating every empty available space, you look back and probably 4 or 5 like tree lines in, you see the large, like 9-foot tall silhouette of the creature with the like hollow looking eyes and smile looking at you, and it just cocks its head before it kind of fades out in the mist.
it's gonna remember us. Okay, people, come on, let's go.
The little Telltale Games thing comes up. It says, Cryptid will remember this.
Cryptid will remember this.
Home button.
What?
It'll remember that it liked the frog.
It just wants to play poker with you now.
Yeah.
Did you say tell them? Wolf,
Do what?
did you say tell them?
No, I'm not sure what I said actually.
Fair enough.
He just had a small stroke. It's fine.
Bon's not
Yeah.
having a stroke.
No, yeah. I'm about to say I definitely pushed the group to go just that little bit farther before we rest again, because I know we're a couple days away.
Yeah. But with this journey being much easier, I'm not going to make you roleplay all of it. With that being said, unless there's anything that y'all want to do on your journey, any conversations you want to have, any stops you want to make, any hunting or anything you want to do, please let me know. Otherwise, we will just kind of time skip to y'all getting back to your home. Okay. So, you very easily, within the next, 2-3 days, make it back to Capital City. You bring the whole group back to the guild hall. You were paid 350 gold as you retrieved them successfully. They give you lots of thanks. They buy you a round of drinks.
Oh wait, how much gold?
It was 350 total,
Oh,
not
okay,
per
wait.
person.
350 total, which means divided by 4. Thank you.
Is it divided
87
by 4?
87
Tara dipped out? Is it
We-
divided by 4? Because Tara just kind of dipped out. I mean,
Divided
say,
by... Okay,
We
look,
get the bag, and
Right.
Tavala's looking at it, just
it's
oh
easier
my
to-
stars, Tara.
It's easier to split. It's easier to split 4 ways than 3 technically, because 3 ways it's 116 gold and 0.6. 6.
Or
Uh,
easier,
Asian
just
with
here's
five.
a thought. Each of you take 100 and then give Terrace 50.
Clever man.
we
Thoughts?
could.
Plus, she already has
I
like 100
argue.
platinum in her pocket.
Yeah, she's got
Better-
too much money
Okay,
actually.
wait.
Which is why we
If we're-
shouldn't share.
Guys, if we're gonna do that, we might as well up it the ante. Make it 330, meaning 110 each, 20 for her.
Yeah, just you know what? We couldn't find him alive. Sorry, it wasn't.
Yeah,
it wasn't that
just
well
didn't
paying.
work out. Oh man, you should have been there. I mean, you really should have been there.
Oh, she just
You'll
typed-
never get.
she
you
just
handed
typed in the group chat.
I'm sorry. I must say that I know I'm Mia's character. Mia's player came up with idea, but Mia's character. I'm sorry. I don't know if I can. I don't know if it's right for us to not give her her pay.
Is it the Snapchat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She said good
I was
morning
looking
because
on
she's on the
Discord.
other side of the earth right now, and I said you getting robbed.
I'm in the assumption that one of you two is the one who can't bring up the idea. That is what I would say, though.
Fair enough. If you're okay with the idea of just taking 100 each and giving the person who quite literally dipped out at the most dangerous moment 50, I'm fine with that.
Look, me.
I'd rather do the 110 and give 20.
Playing devil's
I'm fine with the
advocate
110 and the 20.
in
That
the
is fine.
Tara
Plus-
has so much money already.
Me as player, I am fine with that. But me, I do feel like my character would at least try to fight this a little bit.
Not Greg.
Not necessarily.
Greg is hungry. This is the
Successfully.
first time he's had a stable job.
She has a sugar daddy. It'll be fine.
If y'all don't want to
Who's the
roleplay
sugar
though,
daddy?
we'll just say we all get
kidding.
110.
I was talking
Yes.
about the 1,000 gold.
Greg does a quest to get a sugar daddy.
Alright, we all get 110. Then 20 for her.
Okay, I will mark down on her sheet that she's getting
Oh,
20.
no one be engaging.
And I officially now have more gold in this game than ever before in any other game.
How much am I getting? I don't remember what we agreed on. 110? 100? What's happening?
110.
110. Sick.
Yeah, and then she got an extra 20.
Greg now has 160 gold.
Nice. Okay.
Sorry, we're just bullying your wife.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's okay. I'm also gonna bully her.
Yeah.
Well, it feels weird to go for another job. I don't want to really talk to Dia and Marilli because they're gonna be like, "Where'd she go?" Um,
They would say that. They'd just be like, "Ah, things happen."
We go to talk to them. They're like, "Where'd she go?" And I'm like, went to the ground.
To the earth,
Oh,
the
no.
sky. Look,
It got
look,
all
look.
orange, and then she
Guys.
went in the ground.
Guys, I have the perfect response. They ask where'd she go. The Fire Nation attacked.
A little bit. A little bit, yeah.
my gods, you're right.
Hold on, I have to pull up a stat block.
For what?
Nothing.
He's going to the AI generator to generate a stat block for us.
Nothings don't have stat blocks.
It's for your
Do what?
mom.
Now that he has access to that, everything has stat blocks.
Yes.
Oh, Wolf. I think I know. I think it's for Joe.
No.
Yeah.
No.
How dare you?
How could you?
You're terrible.
Joe
I'm-
Mama. He's processing.
Okay, so what are y'all doing?
I will
I
not say
kind of
your
want to.
mom.
I kind of want to ask somebody about if they would know anything about what happened to Tara,
About
because
the-
that feels like the appropriate thing to do.
Who are
Oh,
you
I was
asking?
gonna ask
But-
about the deer thing.
That's fair. That is also an option.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we could make some kind of like official report to look out for it.
Greg just remembered that Lionel's sister might not exist.
I was thinking about that. I was almost tempted to ask the professor about the orange flames and symbols.
I don't think he likes talking to us.
Did any of you take a sketch of the symbols?
No.
I didn't think you'd let me, so I didn't ask.
I would totally let you because they were still burned on the ground.
Well, fair enough, but there was a thing in front of us, and I figured
Well, I'm
if
talking
I
about
went
like
ahead
even
and
after
stopped
that, like
them,
whenever it became daytime, they were still there.
I didn't think they'd be there.
Yeah, so if you want to say that you took a note of it after you dealt with the cryptid, that is completely fine. And you drew them like in a
Yeah.
notebook or something so that you could show them to people and be like, we saw this. What this mean?
In which case,
Draw it on the palm of the hand with some dye.
It just fades in. It
It's
just
like
starts
slightly
mixing in with your
distorted.
hand. Yeah. It goes from like brand new tattoo to 50-year-old tattoo in 0.2 seconds.
50-year-old
still there,
modified
though.
ballpoint pen tattoo.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
I just butchered the word tiefling. I think I would like to ask the barmaid if they have like a person they refer to for magic symbols in specific for the guild.
Okay. Talking to Mara.
Yes.
Okay.
I was trying to remember her name.
She goes, I don't really know. I know the twins know a lot of magic. Some of the other guild members know magic. The owner knows magic, and she points upstairs. Goes, but he doesn't really talk to people. I know that we have some sort of connection to the Whirlpool Academy, and obviously they know magic, but I can't really help you. I am just a barmaid. You see, like, after she's, like, talking with you, she has to, like, look over behind the bar. She's, like, it seems like she's talking to someone, but you don't see anyone there. But she's, like, scolding someone.
someone else back there with you.
Do you peek over?
I definitely peek.
You see a small child like hiding in one of the like shelves of the bar. She goes, "Get out from back there." I'm sorry. It just
You said she's got a what hiding?
it's a small child.
It's a small child.
Yes. I'm trying to remember their names. She goes, Tiff,
Jojo
get out of
Steven.
there, Tiff.
Nah, it's Jojo.
No, it's
Jojo
Tiff.
Steven.
She has 3
It's
children.
Jojo and Doctor.
I can give you 99 reasons why that kid should be named Jojo.
And I can give
And
you
8 of
one
them-
that isn't mine. Or I can give you one that trumps all of them. I'm the DM.
Aw.
But yeah, it seems like she's trying to get her kid out from underneath the bar.
I'm gonna murder your wife.
What?
Wife.
What did...
I'm gonna murder your wife.
Fair enough.
I mean, technically murdering your life is still murder.
By the way, that picture's from when I was doing clown
Ah.
makeup. It was about 2 in the morning, and I was supposedly home alone, and something fell over in the kitchen while I was halfway through taking my makeup off, and I was like, please don't let me die halfway dressed as a clown in my own home by myself.
Okay. Could we try to talk to the owner since he'd literally be in the building and we wouldn't have to go very far?
I mean, you can. He lives on the 3rd floor. You know, all of the rooms that are available to the mercenaries and guild members are on the 2nd floor, and then there's another set of stairs that goes up. But you've never been up there.
It might be kind of rude, and there's just the nerves of like disturbing him and him being like, "Ah, this is too little for my time." But he did seem pretty nice when we met him at the Day of Ash celebration. I think I'd like to go climb the golden stair and ask him.
Okay.
Lay it down if it's not the golden stair.
You climb up the first set of
Where's the
stairs.
golden oak?
Walk through the familiar hallway that you've, has all of the rooms. There's probably somewhere between 8 and 10 rooms on this hallway. And then you have to go across the entire hallway, and then there's another set of stairs that takes like a spiral up. And as you start getting up the stairs, you look, and there at the top of the stairs, there's probably a 5-foot by 5-foot landing at the top before you see this large, like 5-foot wide double door, and it's like made of like a deep red wood. And there seems to be the golden oak tree engraved on it, like in gold.
I think I'd like to listen to the door to see if I hear anything going on, if I'd be interrupting anything.
Give me a perception check.
That will be a 19.
Okay, give me just a second.
I apologize for doing the one thing you didn't think I'd do.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out this. I've never really used it. Okay. You don't hear anything, but a few seconds of you listening, you actually feel one of the two doors kind of, you feel something shift, and it unlocks, and you see it starts to just kind of creak open just a little bit.
I'm going to quickly snap back up, and I wasn't doing anything.
You see the gray-haired face of Atir, the founder, kind of peek out and go, "Can I help you?"
Yes. Sorry to bother you. It's a very long way to the Wizard Pool Academy, and I had a kind of an urgent question. Would you recognize any of these symbols by any chance? And I'll pull up the little drawing. Oh, Kitty made an appearance, by the way.
Kitty made an
Oh.
appearance.
Yeah, I
I didn't
saw
see
her
it.
in there earlier.
Yeah, just like walk out of the room.
Amazing.
But yeah, I want to hand him my
You see,
my paper with
he opens the door a little bit more, and he opens the second one, and taking a quick glance in, you see this room has the triangle ceiling of the top of the building, as well as you see many of the branches of the tree that the guild hall is built around kind of come in this room, and you see lights hanging from them. You see this large bed, and it's got what is it called? I can't think of the word, but it's got the curtains that you can pull to make it dark in the bed without having to turn
bed.
off. Yeah, it's a canopy bed. You see a desk with a window that seems to look out. You see he takes the notebook. He kind of grabs his cane and goes and sits down at a small circular table, and he pulls a chair out and he goes, "Please, sit." And he looks at it. He looks at it and he kind of has to do a little bit like that, and he goes, well, it looks like a teleportation rune.
Do you know if a teleportation rune can be done to someone who's unwilling?
It's possible, yes. It's that requires much more powerful magics, but it is possible.
And the symbols themselves, they don't denote anything dark or like a certain type of recognizable magics?
It just looks like a relatively standard teleportation rune. The only notable thing about it is the runes are of infernal make, but I mean, plenty of people speak infernal, and it's not that uncommon. But usually with teleportation runes, I tend to see a lot more elvish, sylvan, sometimes dwarvish, but they prefer, good old mechanical travel.
Fair enough. Would there be any?
Go ahead.
Would there be any way to find out where a symbol took someone?
The only way that I know to do that would be to go there and see if the symbol matches, because I'm not sure how much you know about teleportation. So this sigil must match another one, and then that creates a link between the two places. So if you could learn the magic, you could teleport there, find out where you are, or if you just happen to come across it and recognize it and they match, that would be it. As far as I'm aware, there's no magic that you can, you can't scry on the location of it without knowing where it is. You can't locate it. It's definitely finicky. That's the problem with teleportation. it's very hard to track someone down after they do it.
I ask because our teammate disappeared in a moment of panic and fear.
I'm
Without a
assuming
word.
you're referring to the tiefling?
Yes.
That would make sense of the infernal. Most tieflings know it. But
So
I mean,
she could have possibly abandoned us out of fear?
maybe. I mean, if you didn't see her draw the rune, then she most likely did not know it unless she asked someone else to do it and they're very powerful, or someone else just happened to be in the area and see it happen. And, I mean, there could be any number of things, but I wouldn't necessarily say that, you know, she purposefully did. That's definitely an option. Maybe that's
Doesn't
the
sound
case,
like
but maybe not. You haven't seen her since?
Not a word from her.
Well,
I mean, I suppose we could always check her room for clues. As
I
untrustworthy as that might be.
I would definitely say that she is going to be the one with more answers to your questions.
Understandable. I just worry that she's okay.
Understandable. We all care for those close to us. Give me an insight check.
I shall. $16.
16. When he says that, like, talking about people that he cares about, it brings a great comfort to you as, his interesting yellow, almost gold eyes, are both, you know, like, sharp and bright, but they're also comforting and soft, I guess is a good way of putting it. He seems to genuinely care about you, even knowing you as little as he does.
Aw, he's a sweet old grandpa. Well, I think I got some of my questions answered. I think that's all I needed from you today. But I do appreciate your help.
Of course. Just, you know, if you need my help, there's no need to stand outside my door and listen in. Just knock. He gives you a little wink.
Understood. Large ears can't help it.
He goes, mine are better than they look. And he kind of stands up and hands you back your notebook. Grabs his cane. Starts walking you out unless there's anything else you want to look for in his room or anything you want to say to him.
At the moment, I think I'm all set.
Okay. You meet back up with your group downstairs.
I will go ahead and fill them in. And I will also mention that we haven't taken a 15.
We haven't.
It's almost. We have not, and it's almost.
I will say we can either take a 15 and then play a little bit longer, or we can just play a little bit longer tonight and we just won't take a break, but then we'll end around midnight. It's up to y'all.
I do have work in the morning.
I can end before midnight, or
It
we
is-
could take a 15 and
I just ask because I am in need of a pee.
Yeah.
fair enough. Okay, we'll take 15. I will still try to get us out by 12. I will try my best. It might be slightly after, but go take a 15.
It's fine.
We will be right back, stream. Fat Bear and JoJo. I'm just gonna run through a couple of
My
announcements.
pants are on backwards.
Odd.
Nice. Just for everyone in chat, if you weren't here earlier in the stream, you good?
No, I was showing
Oh, is that the tag?
because I went to get the drawstrings and I found the tag instead.
Nice. Dr. Fat Bear and JoJo, we will not be playing or streaming for the next, 2 weeks. Next week, some of our players are traveling. The week after that is Christmas. So, we will be playing again on the 1st of January is our current plan. I do know that is, obviously that's New Year's, so that's still a little bit up in the air. But, oh hey, thank you, Gitmo Christ.
Gitmo Christ.
Nice. Thank you for the follow. So yeah, we won't be streaming next week or the week of Christmas, that Sunday, as it is Christmas Day. We will try to stream on the 1st of January. But with that being said, if anyone is interested, I have uploaded all of the VODs except for tonight's onto a... You're learning? Nice. I've uploaded all of the VODs to a YouTube channel. So if you missed any episodes or if you want to go back and watch some while we're gone, I know most of you didn't start with us at the beginning, so I will post the link to the YouTube in the chat if I can remember how to do it. And then that way, if anyone wants to catch up on any episodes or anything like that, how do I... There it is.
That was skadoodle.
Okay. I will also try to put a card in the description of my Twitch, but I don't have that quite set up yet. So this is the link to the YouTube channel if anyone is interested. I'm going to put us on the Be Right Back screen, but there are 7 episodes on there right now. The 8th one should be coming up soon. And then I will also upload this one. But yeah, I will make a card for it and put it in the Twitch description. And we will be back shortly.
college, I swear.
And we're back.
And I
Oh,
don't
I
care
just
if you don't believe
flashbanged
in it.
myself again.
Oh, I
D&D
made it through
Beyond
college.
needs a dark mode.
That's more than I can say.
Ah.
Yeah,
Your
I
screen
went to
does
get
at all
the
times
mail.
stay really bright.
I
What's
went to get the mail yesterday because I had cosplay stuff coming in. And there was a package like stuck in the mailbox and I couldn't get anything out. Like past this giant package because it was stuck in the gap between the wall and the base of the mailbox and I beat it about half to death. And I took it out and it was addressed to me, but it's not something I ordered. So I was like, what the hell is this? And I hope it's not important, because I was slamming it against my mailbox for like 15 minutes trying to get it out. It was my degree that I didn't know was coming.
What is this? I didn't know these things existed.
No,
Darn you,
I guess I
knowledge.
made it out of college.
I do apologize. That paper is not a significant stature of knowledge.
Okay. So we're back. I tried adding a panel to my Twitch page that, links to the YouTube. It just didn't work. It's like something went wrong. Screw you. And I was like, okay. Eh.
It said that
So,
specifically
I
in a
will-
pop-up window.
Yes, absolutely. I'm just kidding, Twitch. Please don't ban me. So I will try to do it later. Dr. Fatbear, you threw your degree away? Like, on purpose or on accident?
Oh.
Because that
Chucked it.
makes a difference.
Oh.
Yes.
He said,
Oh,
yup.
Yep.
That's nice.
Okay.
You know, I have a feeling there'd be a lot of people mad at me if they found out I dropped out.
Yeah.
Both school
On purpose? Okay.
Purpose.
Respectable. The only reason I'm still gonna get a degree, because I have a nice job, the only reason I'm gonna get a degree is because it automatically gives me a pay raise. It's the only reason I'm doing it.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
That's government work for you. So, getting back to it, what would y'all like to do for the next 20 to 30 minutes of D&D before we go to bed?
Dares? I have no idea.
The options are really, we could explore just around the city that we're in. We could potentially at least look at taking other jobs. We could try and explore what happened to Terra possibly, but I have a feeling that's going to turn into a lot of dead ends. Given that I'm currently looking at a squishmallow. So,
2 squishmallows, thank you.
Give macaroni and spaghetti the respect they deserve.
Yes. Oh, I didn't even tell Stream their names. So Spaghetti is the big Yeti. It's Spaghetti the Yeti. My school turned out to not be accredited like they said they were. Oh.
What happened?
Oh no. Dr. Fatbear got a degree and they were claiming to be an accredited school, but apparently they turned out not to be. So they got sued, but now the degree doesn't count, which is rough.
Damn.
Dr. Fatbear, are you an actual doctor?
That's a good
Your
question.
doctorate? I'm so curious now.
I'm on 32,000 in student loads.
Okay, so not a doctor.
I have no reference for if that's a lot compared to other people. Is that
Yeah,
a lot or no? No, I'm genuinely curious. Is that a lot for a bachelor's degree or is that not a lot for a bachelor's degree?
No one likes you for.
I'm also assuming that bachelor's. I have no idea.
Yeah, it does kind of depend what kind of degree it was.
Better say
Yeah.
heavily depends.
I am very curious in Dr. Fatbear's degree situation.
It's average.
That's
for it.
average for it? Okay.
That's still a lot of money.
It
Oh,
is,
yeah.
but it is what it is. Business administration? Gotcha.
I think I'd at least like to look at the job board to see what they got
Okay.
up there.
For now, this is what's on the job board. There may be another one for January. Don't know yet. Y'all also haven't taken a long rest, like you haven't been back to your house, so that you could take a long rest. That is also an option. Get spell slots and health back, but
What's the YouTube you've been uploading them under? Because I cannot
it's
find
the
it.
one in chat. I can post it again if you want. It's under Midas Live. It's where I just put unedited VODs.
That's where I couldn't find it.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna rebrand that whole YouTube channel just to be the D&D channel and call it Golden Oaks or something. But
Fair.
so the 2 jobs that you passed on are still available. There may be more come January. I haven't fully decided yet. Actually, give me just a second and I will add another one that I've been wanting to add and I just haven't done it yet.
I take it.
Well, if it would let me drag it onto the thing, it's just straight up not letting me pull it on there. That's fun. There it goes, my little piece of parchment. It's gonna go like this, and then it's gonna get bigger.
I hope it's gonna have words on it.
It will, if you would give me a second.
Yeah, Ark.
Jeez.
Well, I was waiting on you to be like, you can't read it because you don't speak thieves.
Yes.
I like last session going up to our character that's like, I can speak any language you give me. And I'm like, yeah, well, you missed the thieves' can't. And she went, the what? I was like, right here. See, this is what it says. And then she had to have an existential moment.
But the thieves can't just says thieves can't.
Only people named Steve can read this.
No,
Steve's can't.
Ruins in the east.
Oh no! Water on the floor. Moving my wires away.
Just ruins in the east.
I think we have a person on our team that's from the east.
In the east. East, yes. East is right, right?
Yes.
Yes. I'm educated.
Me
Well,
too.
I figured Tara was from the east.
Gosh. Yeah, she said she was from the desert place, which is southeast. See, I am from the west and the north, not the northwest.
Yeah, you're kind of from everywhere, huh?
Yeah.
Wait,
In a
you're
way.
from... You said north and west?
Technically, yeah.
Kinda?
Well, I mean, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember what cities you know of.
I have no idea what cities I know of or would know of. That's a... Have fun.
Hey, Wolf, I think you're tired because you are most definitely not from, like, west.
What do you mean?
West is over here.
You say over here, there's no map.
Oh, wait, crap. I'm looking at a different map than you. West is over
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
You're from, like, over here.
Yeah.
When did...
That's why I said west and north. Not northwest.
I don't remember you ever going to...
Dude, literally.
Am
the
I-
thing is like, I was here, people get me, and we go here. Eventually we find ourselves here.
Gotcha. Cool. My bad. I am a little slow today.
No, you're fine.
Cool.
I wrote a lot this time, which is more than I ever
Yeah,
did.
it's like 17 pages worth. Not really. I'm exaggerating greatly.
Oh, yeah.
So to be fair, east would be like Northern Plains area.
That would be
That's
west.
That would be west.
East is, Eastern Shores.
Your compass doesn't have an E on it. Oh. I
No,
see
it
that.
doesn't, but you see there's this thing called the Eastern Shores. And
I see
also, the compass, typically
Also-
north is up on maps.
Also, I want to point out the northern plains are mostly.
Yeah.
I think some cartographer was drunk the day he drew that
Yep,
or named that.
very much so. You want to know the real reason it's called the Northern Plains? It's because I designed the left side of the map first, and I was like, cool, this will be in the north. And then I designed the right side, and I was like, oh well.
Lord forbid I rename something.
Yeah, I was like, I don't really feel like it. And that's why it's called the
on
Northern
power.
Plains, even though it's in the northwest.
It's a whole Iceland-Greenland situation.
Yeah, pretty much.
You guys don't want to come here. It's northern. It's cold up here.
So, any more questions to ask? Any adventuring you want to do around town? You want to go to all the dive bars? Explore the sewer system of the city?
Oh, the sewer system.
It's
They have some tasty
just
things down there.
gross. Did you say they have tasty things?
Oh yeah, the dead things.
I feel like I just took psychic damage.
You do realize, naturally speaking, oozes are scavengers.
Yeah, I know. That doesn't make it any less disturbing.
It's like a person who this is my first time in a fantasy world. There's got to be adventure everywhere, and they immediately jump into a manhole. They come out 2 hours later, just drenched in brown sludge, and it was just the sewer.
I mean, it looks like it was an adventure.
I mean, there's Linda,
Adventure is adventure.
there's people at the Adventuring Guild. You also know
Mate,
that-
they come out perfectly clean because our city uses advanced slime tamers to clean out the.
they just have a bunch of gelatinous cubes acting like Roombas in the sewers.
Yes.
Stinky.
You
The
also
drunk
know that there
officer.
is a distillery just outside the city limits. I mean, it's a massive city. There's plenty to explore. Or you can go home and take a long rest.
Ba Sing Se.
Okay, you're gonna go to Ba Sing Se. Understandable. Have a nice dimension switch.
No, not Ba Sing Se. Booze Sing Se.
Boo Sing Se? Ah, yes. That's
Boo
also
Sing Se.
not here.
There is no liquor in Boo Sing Se. They have a prohibition.
You'd say in a tavern.
We're not in Boo Sing Se. We're in the IRL.
You could also investigate the Whirlpool Wizarding Academy. Or you
You know
could
what?
look for
You know
Fred-
what? I want to pull the plug in the middle of that bay.
There's not a...
Yeah, you've seen all those cartoons where they go in the bottom of the lake and they pull out the top plug. There's going to be one in the bottom of that bay. I know it. I'm just telling you. We're going to drain the entire Moontide jungle.
Please don't.
I
do
say
that.
we
That
put
would go
Stella in
badly.
the sewers and clean up.
No, my dress.
Taking a dip.
Like, I don't care about the rest of it, but not my dress. Yeah, it sounds really dumb. Doesn't it?
We could always go check out the little distillery. Just take a little take a little walk. I mean, I assume Tara's gonna come back when she's ready.
Wolf, check your DMs, because there was that, and y'all never did it.
Oh. Yeah, that was a thing.
Yeah, there was
Well, we
that,
take-
and then y'all got back into town and were like, oh well, that's it.
Or are we taking a long rest or no?
Depends. Do y'all want to take a long rest now or no?
I don't think I need one.
I would say
I'm
let's finish the session with a long rest. So if there's anything you'll want to explore or anything you want to do before then, do it now.
Are we talking about the stone?
You know, mate, I actually don't have that spell anymore.
You
though.
don't have that spell? Well, you would
No,
have
I
taken a short rest before you got into Capital City if you wanted to grab it. Because you would have taken like 2 or 3 short rests on the way home.
Fine. I'm gonna get rid of something. Cure wounds, we don't need that.
Who needs healing?
Yeah.
You got
Just
2
don't get
healers
hit.
in the party.
Um,
Kinda.
okay. I cast Locate Object on Yuri Tor's outfit.
Okay.
Bob.
Does that...
And I'm
Oh,
willing
hey,
to bet there
look,
is no pain
Wheels,
here.
Wheels' chair is in the chat. Why do I have to
Surprise.
scroll so much? Locate object. Describe or name an object that is familiar to you. You sense the direction to the object's location so long as that object is within 1,000 feet of you. If the
Yuri
object...
Tor's clothing, which I mean is fairly certain she was wearing her school uniform the last time I saw her outside of the school, so that was also odd now that I think about it.
Wait, what'd you say?
Nothing.
I completely
Nothing.
missed what you said.
My tired brain itself was having thoughts. It's kind of funny, 'cause
Give
sometimes
me
my brain
just
works
a
better when I'm
second.
tired. Other times it does the exact opposite. It's like playing Russian roulette.
Did you win? You don't really know how Russian roulette works, do you?
I have better response to that.
Do I have a...
Did you win? I always do. But don't tell them it's because I always play with blanks.
I don't know what that's getting rid of. I'm trying to figure out...
Yes or no
Hmm.
question, mate.
Okay, fine. Yes, you get a ping.
Okay. Wonderful.
I will say it's coming from the east of you.
East?
Yep.
How far? Wait, what?
It's finally clicking that I said yes and not no.
What? I'm... What?
What did he say?
I thought you were just gonna say no and we were gonna be done with this. East?
Yeah, east.
Ah.
East?
While in the tavern, right?
Yep, you're in the tavern. You get a ping
I
to your
go out-
east.
If I go out of the tavern and go east of the tavern, is it pointing west?
What?
What?
Oh, you're saying is it
barely-
in the tavern? No. Walking east of the tavern, it is not. It doesn't immediately flip around.
I'm gonna find that then.
Okay. Are you bringing anyone along with you?
I think I'll go by myself for now.
Okay. Going
If
by
someone
your...
else sees me leave, I'm fine with them coming with me though. But I'm not gonna tell them that that's what I'm doing.
Okay. Give me just a second.
Yeah, is anyone else gonna come with me? I'll take that as a no, because no one responded to my question. Do what?
I mean, I'd be remiss to let yet another teammate wander off by themselves, especially because I think
That is
Dia and
fair.
Merrily would murder me.
I mean,
Yes.
I mean, I went by myself all over the place for a few months.
Like, you walk out by yourself, and the moment the doors close, I hear boss music and see 2 red bars appear.
Look,
Elden Ring
you turn to look at
music
them.
starts
One of them
playing.
has a blue left eye. The other one has an orange right eye.
Mist
Yes.
crowds the door, and I can no longer leave the tavern.
And might I add, that music isn't just any music.
It's
It's a Megalovania
it's-
remix.
It's fantasy
absolutely.
remix of Megalovania. Dex score 10,000. Impossible to
Megalomania
hit.
fantasy stroke music.
Okay, heading east, following kind of the largest road that the guild hall is
Here,
actually
Try and
situated
have some
on.
emergency food.
You get to kind of the commercial district of the city. It's the district of Stormside. It's still east of you, but you can tell, like, moving north or south, you feel a more significant change in its direction, meaning that you're getting much closer. Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Investigation. This is gonna suck. 17 did not suck.
A 17.
Ooh.
It doesn't take you too long, making a couple blocks. You keep following the road until it flips, and you feel it flip, and then you head south a little bit, then you head a little bit more west, and you get up, and you find it's kind of somewhere in this block of buildings. It looks like 3 of them are residential, one of them is a bakery, and one of the houses seems to be, abandoned. No one's currently living in it. The other 2 look like people are currently living there, and then there's also the bakery. You get the strongest sense from inside the abandoned building.
I'm getting the strongest scent from the bakery.
I'm gonna go and I'm gonna scope out this building first. What does it look like from the outside?
It's got a stone bottom kind of foundation with wooden walls going up. You see a couple of windows. Some of the windows look like they're boarded shut. You see a wooden bar across the door keeping it from opening. See, it's got kind of the, stereotypical triangle roof of tile, and it's got a chimney coming out the top.
Look in the window. What do I see?
Give me a perception check.
Perception. We got ourselves a 21.
A 21. You peer in through the window. You look into what looks like an old bedroom. You see a dust covering everything, except kind of from one of the doors that leads elsewhere in the house. You see a couple of footprints. Looks like a little bit of foot traffic going from the door to the bed, which is neatly made. And you see a set of folded clothes sitting on the bed, looking much like Yuri Tora's clothes.
Recently put there?
They do not have dust on it like the rest of it. The bed doesn't have really dust on it. And then you can see a line from the bed to the door, and then the clothes don't have any dust on them, so they can't have been here for too long.
What is this? Tavallo came with me, right?
Yes.
so. Greg, did you go with?
Platform.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do either of you have a way of knowing if there's people in here?
Greg can throw a rock through the window.
I can locate animals or plants. I can... Beyond that or detecting magic, I don't think so. There is always the speak with animals option as well.
That is fair. I think I'm gonna take a look inside if that's alright.
Okay, how are you getting in?
Are there any gaps or cracks in this building?
I'll
Maybe in
say
the windows or the doors?
sure. One of the windows is slightly cracked open, just about an inch, so that you can get through.
I'll squeeze through there then.
Okay. You slip in. You slip in through like the kitchen, and you see there looks to be kind of the living room den area that has the front door that you earlier saw was boarded shut. There's a thin layer of dust everywhere in the kitchen. And you know that the bedroom that you saw would connect to the den, but you don't see anyone in the kitchen right now.
I do my best to sneak through the building while also looking. I'm trying to see if there's anyone else in here.
Okay. Give me both a stealth check and your choice of investigation or perception.
21 and
21 for which?
22 for stealth, 20 for perception.
Gotcha. Nice. Moving without a sound through the seemingly abandoned home. It's not very big, but there seems to be no one in here currently. The trail of dust, like footprints and what dust has been kicked up, seems to go from the door to the bedroom. Obviously it goes from bed to door, and then on the other side of the door it goes towards the front door, but it stops about a foot or two from the front door. And it's kind of... It's like a maybe 6-inch wide like trail where the dust has been kicked up, and then right at the end of it, it looks much bigger, probably a foot and a half across, and it looks like there's almost like stripes in it. Like if you were to take a thin layer of dust and like take a paintbrush and almost brush away a circle of it.
Nothing else in the building?
Nothing of note. I mean, there's some small furniture pieces, but nothing really of value. The home seems abandoned.
We could always go to that bakery and ask if they know about who's living here.
I'm gonna leave and as I come out to Vala. Would you mind seeing if there's anything magic near the entrance?
Sure. And I'll cast my detect.
Okay. Roll a D100 for me.
Okay.
Oh.
You want to get under, we'll say, a 25.
And go. I got a 48.
Okay. You don't see anything.
It doesn't appear to have anything going on with it.
I see. There's just a path to right before the entrance, and
It cuts
the
off right
bed.
there.
It just cuts off
Sorry, it cuts off before the door or before the bed?
before the door.
It goes all the way to the bed.
The bed.
I mean, obviously it cuts off, but, it goes up to the edge of the bed. It doesn't go, like, under the bed or anything like that.
Oh, so it just seems like she's not using the door and she's teleporting inside.
Yes, but why just that?
I mean, it wasn't the door barred?
It's barred. But what I mean, though, is the only thing that's inside is the clothes and the path to the door.
Fair enough.
I would hate to concern Lionel. I'm sorry.
I mean, you can always-
The clothes is Yuri Toro's. I used locate object again.
We could always go ahead inside and see.
Inside where? See what? What?
Go inside the building and just explore it, see if we... Or is that what you just did?
Stella went through
That's
the
what I did.
kitchen and the kind of like den area. There was still the bedroom, which you looked in through the window, but you didn't go in there. And then you didn't really look for... there would probably be one more door attached to the kitchen that I forgot to mention. But there was no dust leading up to it or anything. No path.
I think that's what I'd like to do. I'd like to, if I can't get through the main door, maybe even just fly up to the window and go in through that way. Just see what the bedroom has to offer.
You can't fit through the 1-inch gap in the window.
1-inch gap in the window. I figured I could try to it open.
I mean, you could try. It's not a massive window. It's maybe like this big.
Okay.
It's like one of the small kitchen windows.
Door.
We're putting Greg in a window?
No.
The
Open the door.
Breaking it or opening?
Breaking the only or opening the only way a barbarian.
There is a board covering the front door. So you would have to get the board off, and then seemingly the door would come open.
I can warp pick it.
Just give me a strength check to try to rip the board off.
Okay. Gotta find my dice roller.
Just open it. No. Okay. Oh, hands. Okay.
Yeah, it's just like nailed to the door. You could just kind of.
Strength +5, so that'd be a 16.
A 16. It does take you a minute, but you're able to kind of pry off the probably like 2x6 that was covering the door.
Do you want me to open it? Or...
Go ahead.
It's not even locked.
Do
The
I-
door handle turns and opens.
I was gonna
Yeah.
hit it.
I want to go ahead and actually walk into the bedroom.
Okay. You see there is, in the bedroom, you kind of walk in, there's a small bed to the right, looks like twin-size bed. Looks to be like there's a closet on the other side. And there is a neatly folded set of Whirlpool Wizarding Academy uniform on the bed.
It was. I was right.
Yes. And you see like the small trail going to the bed. Then there's the closet door, but nothing else of note in the room. There might be like a small dresser, but it's covered in dust. Okay. Opening the closet. It's an empty closet. There's like a little metal rod that goes across it for hanging clothes, but there's nothing of note in it.
Is the uniform damaged in any way?
Kind of, unfolding it, looking at it. Doesn't seem to be.
I'll fold it back up then and stick it back.
Easy enough.
So she goes missing. We find something that we don't think is actually her. We can't prove that it's not actually her, but her uniform is in this abandoned house.
Might I point out the walking path? You don't do that just once.
What do you mean?
I mean, you don't create a path like this just walking over it once. It's clean.
Fair enough. She was wearing her robes when we last saw her, though.
Hmm?
She was, yeah.
I will say the clothes on the bed do include the full robe, the official school robe, as well as like a neatly folded pair of like tall white socks. But that's all. There's no shoes or anything like that.
I'm assuming it's like a coverall type robe.
Kinda, yeah. It's one big piece, and then there's like there is one second piece, but it's just kind of like a mantle that goes over top. That's purely decorative.
I was just trying to make sure. I was trying to tell if, like, this would be the main thing you wear, or if it's like something that you wear over additional clothing.
This is kind of the main thing. It's thick enough, like, this is a main piece of clothing. This is not strictly, it's not like a jacket or a windbreaker. Like, it is thick, like, woolen material. Wearing something under it isn't necessarily forbidden, you just might overheat.
Oh my stars, she's naked.
She has on undergarments.
Wherever she is, whatever you did with her. You said there was another additional room we hadn't really seen?
Yeah, there was one door in the kitchen that y'all hadn't explored. But it was just kind of at the end of the kitchen. Okay, opening it up, it looks like a simple closet. Looks like it probably had some storage for some like dry goods on the left, and then on the right, it's just a place like a broom closet that might have doubled as a pantry. It's a relatively small house. Like, there's nothing. This is definitely not. I'll say this. You can gather that it is most likely abandoned because it is a very small and, kind of, I would say, not well taken care of home in one of the, like, higher up parts of the city. One of the more expensive parts of the town.
I would like to come back after a short rest, if that's all right.
Before doing that, I think I would just like to go to the bakery, if nothing else, to get some nice sweet treat, but then to also ask about it.
While he's at the bakery, I would like to try and make this place look like we weren't here, or like remove any traces of ourselves.
Okay.
I'm also going to the bakery.
How would you go about replacing a thin layer of dust on stuff?
I can druidcraft.
Can you druidcraft dust, though? Because druidcraft is like, I make a flower.
Well, you can create an instantaneous, harmless sensory effect, like a puff of wind, and I can kind of try
This
to,
effect persists for 1 round.
That is a good.
Close the door, put the board back on it.
Yeah, I mean, that is easy enough. But it is kind of hard to erase the trace of a slime, walking across the floor.
Thank you very much.
Okay, fine. It still leaves, like,
Yeah, I know.
they're not the easiest things to, like, the easiest footprints to pick up on. But some of the dust may not be perfectly as it was. But I'll say this. Walking over it didn't, kick up a dust storm in the house. Like, it would require a high perception or investigation check to notice that y'all were in there, based on what you did. But I'm not aware of anything that y'all could really do, because I don't think druidcraft would extend to, creating dust.
Well, you don't necessarily have to create dust, just make it to where the dust is even. And
That's fair.
Yeah, try to blow it over a little bit more.
That's fair. Go ahead and make me a wisdom check, then.
which person?
I shall.
Tavala.
I was assuming it was Tavala.
Because you can specifically make, like, gusts of wind and stuff like that.
That is a 15.
Okay, a 15. You make it a little better. I will say it's probably not perfect, but it is hard to notice. So with a 15, you just kind of push the DC of that investigation perception check up.
Would we like to leave maybe even a note, like folded in the garments?
I shouldn't. The person who comes back is not.
Fair enough. We don't need them to know that we were looking for her.
Right.
Okay. Well, proceeding to the bakery then after we've renailed the door.
Okay.
I was wondering what that excited head.
I saw Wolf go like, "What is he up to?" And I got excited. I was like,
I was like,
mystery.
what did I say that I did? Yeah, so I'd like to go to the bakery.
Okay.
With the bakery, with Baker.
You swing the door open, and the smell immediately hits you. Lots of baked goods, counters with all kinds of. You see like the glass fronts, and you can see all sorts of different baked goods. Everything from sweeter pastries to sliced bread, which is really weird for this time and place. That is not a common thing. You've never seen sliced bread before. But you see a very proud-looking dwarvish man sitting behind the counter with his arms crossed, just watching you enter and goes, "Hi."
Hello, hello. It smells lovely in here.
Thank you.
What would you say is your tastiest item
Bread.
to sell here? Fair enough. Do you have anything with any kind of seed in it?
You see he's like looking through the glass and goes, "There's that one." And you look, and there is... It's basically just an everything bagel. Just sitting in the counter. It's just...
I'll take it.
Okay. And he kind of gets up. You see he, like, slips off of his stool, and then suddenly, like, only his nose is above the counter. And he walks over and he grabs it, and he, like, wraps it in a little bit of parchment for you, and he hands it over and he goes, "That'll be 3 silver.
Absolutely, my good man. And then I wanted to ask you, I'm interested in potentially getting property in the city. Would you happen to know if anyone's lived next door or does anything with that abandoned building?
Oh, that old place? Nah, no one's lived in there for 15 years? Give or take?
Fair enough. No odd noises or anything like that coming from it, right?
Not that I've noticed. From what I can tell, it's too expensive for what it is, but too cheap for where it is, so no one wants to buy it.
Understandable. Greg, anything for you, dear?
Do you have anything with meat? Like
Looks around.
sausage roll?
No.
Eyes.
You could, if you have your own meat, you're more than welcome to put it on some of the bread after you buy the bread. But I'm not a butcher.
What kind of bread do you think would go good with meat?
Any of it. You should try this one. And he walks over towards the sliced bread and brings out a full loaf of sliced bread. This one. Put meat in between the pieces.
Can I
In
have
between the
a big
pieces.
roll?
He takes the sliced bread and puts it back. He waddles over to the other side of the counter and pulls out a very large roll, like dinner roll.
I half expected you to be like, "Is there any with flies on it?" And then
How big of a dinner roll are we talking?
It's probably the size of your head.
How much is it?
2 gold.
He like slams it on the counter immediately.
You see he reaches up to grab it. He pulls it down and kind of just shoves the bread towards you.
And I have to catch it like that because I'm also small.
Yes. Thank
I'm
you.
going
And he
to
puts it
eat a
in
hole.
his like little belt pouch.
I'm going to eat a hole in the middle of this and then fill it with meat.
Fair enough.
Well, I got the info I wanted, so if you did want to go back to the guild or to the home and do our long rest spell, we can.
Can we pass by the market on the way home?
The
I need
market
to
is
buy
on the
meat.
way home.
Bonsoir.
No, Greg's like tugging on Tavalla's skirt and is like, hey, stop by the market.
Okay, to the market we go.
Okay. You go and spend however much gold you want on meat. Probably around 3 silver for what you're looking to do. But it's not bad. But making your way back to the apiary that you now call home. I assume Tuval and Greg go up to their tower and Stella goes in the front door? Or you all go into the common room for a little bit before going to bed?
I won't manage my spells.
Well, give me just
Common
a
room's
second.
fine.
Okay. So, go into the common room. You all three, walk in the front door, and kind of beneath the stairs where Tara was setting up her room, you see a little lantern flickering kind of behind the sheets that she's put up as temporary walls.
Too curious. I pull across the sheet.
Okay. You peer into her room, and you see Tara sitting there in a chair, currently reading a book, and she looks up at you. And that's where we're going to end the session, because I can't roleplay as Tara.
Right.
Many things happening this session.
Greg's just sitting on the couch, like, going at it.
Just turns around. Betrayer. Continues
Alright.
eating.
Look,
I'm not sharing.
I'm swapping out all my spells, and anything that has the word detect in it is going in my list.
That's not a bad idea.
I added a few as well, actually.
It's definitely not a bad idea.
I figured with your detect objects, that's why I added the locate animals or plants.
You have no idea how many things I've hidden in this game so far. It's wonderful.
I got detect evil and good. I
I'd
got
say at least
detect
28.
magic. I got detect poison and disease. We're going. I got find traps. I got locate object.
We can make poison.
Detect poison. Greg just lights up.
Continually. You see little footprints through the house.
I
He
even
gets
got.
sick one day and he just starts blindingly glowing.
We're gonna put augury. I gotta. I don't like. I gotta choose whether I get rid of bless or inflict wounds.
I would get rid of inflict wounds. You already have that ability, which is basically just a better version of bless.
What?
One of your channel
I will
divinities
say-
is like a better bless.
Yeah, but
Tara
it's-
is in for a whooping whenever she gets back.
Yeah, fair enough.
1v1 between Tara and Greg.
And Stella and Tavala. It's a 1v3.
1v3.
But everyone takes their turn, so it's still a 1v1. It's just 3 1v1s back to back to back.
3-part 1v1.
Anytime she goes down, Stella heals her. Okay,
I'm gonna
well,
be so mad. He's gonna be like, "Listen, I had trauma when I was a child," and I'm gonna be like, "Oh,
this
You're
is
about to have adult trauma.
you're about to
Or
have
maybe-
some new trauma.
I'm not gonna include
Jazz!
spells that I always have. But these are the ones I am gonna
I'll
have
let you
done
outro
next
now.
week. We got detect good and evil, detect magic, detect poison. Already been over that. We got inflict wound. Then we got augury, borrowed knowledge, enhance ability, and locate object.
It's pretty good. You definitely need to use more of your, detecting magics.
I don't really. I can only
Hear that,
have
Greg?
time though, and
Yeah.
I don't trust you in combat wise.
Greg doesn't have any
Wait a minute.
spells.
That was the joke.
Not.
Yeah.
Apparently, I have been playing -1 cantrip this entire time.
Ha!
Nice. Well,
Stella gets
thank you
home and
all
she's
so much for
reviewing.
watching. Thank you, Gitmo Christ and JoJo, for the follows. I appreciate it. I apologize that you followed right before we had to take a 2-week break, but we will be back here first thing January. I put the YouTube in the chat. I will try to put it in the panels later. It wasn't working for me earlier, so I'll try to do that. It's Midas_live on YouTube. If you want to check out the old VODs, they might also be available on Twitch. Not 100% sure. I know Twitch deletes them after so long, so they might be there, they might not. So if you want to catch up, feel free. But if we don't have anything else, I guess we'll talk to y'all in the new year. Holy crap, this year has gone by so fast.
Yep.
Oh yes.
So, see you all in a few weeks. Have a good holiday time. You too.
Bye.
Happy holidays, everyone. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye. See you at episode 10 in
Bye.
2023.